Coming up this morning on Chris 6 Sunrise, it's been a tough week for students and families in Robstown. What's being said about recent threats to schools and what you need to know before dropping off your kid at school today. Here's what other stories we're covering in your neighborhood.
The pond at West Guth Park is drying up, exposing mud and a lot of questions. I'm Tyrese Boone with what's really going on next.
I noticed that using a barbecue pit.
Yes, sir. I've always been a barbecue pit.
You can't use a barbecue pit because it's not.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, standing near where this interaction took place. Coming up, his reason why this food truck vendor couldn't use his barbecue pit.
Well, good morning and happy Friday. I'm Michaela Chavez. Brian and Michelle have the day off. Let's turn it over to Stephen Jones, who's standing by with a look at your roadways before you head out the door this morning. Stephen, happy Friday. We made it.
Happy Friday, Michaela. We did make it the weekend, Junior. You know, some people probably already have the day off, but we're here, you know, getting the day started, of course. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling refreshed, ready to go.
Oh, that's just the perfect feeling to start off our Friday, and I think I'm feeling the same with all the greens we're seeing on the board across the board, really, I should say, right now. Heading in towards that 6 a.m. hour or through it now. Let's get an in-depth look here at the Harbor Bridge to start us off if you're heading to or from Portland this morning. Going to be good and green as we're heading out that way, so not too bad to kick off that Friday morning commute into the Corpus Christi area. Ocean Drive, SPID, Saratoga, Crosstown Expressway, all four coming in the clear. The only slowdown we're seeing is really just Rodfield as you get close to SPID. They're just very minor at that if you want to consider it that. Looking over into Flower Bluff, though, Flower Bluff Drive, no major slowdowns to report, as well as Waldron Road. Just the slow traffic you see as you get closer to the gates there at the Naval Air Station this morning, similar to what we see pretty much every morning starting off the day. As we're looking at those drive times for you, 22 minutes what we're expecting from downtown to the island, 8 from Portland to downtown, Cal Allen to downtown, sitting around that 15-minute mark. So wherever you're coming from and going to, good and green to head out the door and then kick off your Friday morning.
No backpacks will be allowed today at Robstown Early College High School and Seal Junior High. That's according to Robstown Independent School District's Facebook page. This after parents showed up on campus on Thursday after what police say was a bogus threat made against the junior high and high school campuses. Robstown Police Chief Mike Tamez went to social media to urge parents to remain calm as the investigation continues.
Don't let this control your actions. I know you're scared. I know you are. Right now is a very sensitive time for our city. But I also want you to know that, you know, we work nonstop to bring justice for that family. And we're still working on it.
Robstown ISD also releasing this statement, assuring parents there was no credible threat made against the schools and safety is their top priority. And this all comes after the fatal shooting of 14-year-old Sean Sanchez. Sanchez is the second teen to have been shot in just a matter of days. A 16-year-old boy remains in the hospital after he was shot on Sunday. Police confirmed to Chris 6 News that both incidents are connected. So far, one person has been arrested in the case, but there are still other suspects. And Amanda Talbert, the woman charged with trafficking young girls for sex in April 2024, was back in court on Thursday. The hearing before Judge Missy Madari was to get an update on the case. The judge told the prosecution and defense to get together and agree on a trial date. A March trial date has been set for Talbert's co-defendant, Norier George Manassian. He's facing charges of trafficking children to engage in sex, sexual assault of a child, soliciting a minor online, and soliciting a prostitute. Judge Madari also denied a defense motion asking that Amanda Talbert have her ankle monitor removed.
I'm Tyrese Boone, your Northwest Neighborhood News reporter at West Guth Park. The pond's water line is dropping fast, and park visitors tell me they've never seen it this low.
We've probably been to easily probably close to 70 to 100 parks, city parks, national parks in the last several years, and this is one of our favorites.
Cooper Chaddick comes to West Guth Park often, not just as a park visitor, but as a biology major. And he says what's happening in this pond isn't just an eyesore. Experts say when water levels drop, temperatures spike, oxygen levels fall, and the entire food chain can shift. For ducks, geese, and turtles, even the loss of a few inches in the water can make a big difference. Research from the U.S. Geological Survey shows low ponds can cut available food sources by up to 70% and raise disease risk.
That's when the water temperature can go up, the pH can change, the organisms that the ducks feed on can change, can also make them sick and potentially kill the waterfowl because they're eating bad food, essentially.
And for turtles, shallow water can mean overheating and less room to regulate their body temperature. Even deer that rely on this spot may have to travel farther for water. Chaddock says the city may have options, especially during long, hot stretches like this.
High temperature and you had the high evaporation rate. They might, think about putting a couple of dollars into the budget of maybe supplementing this pond when it gets really bad.
So what's the city doing to level out this pond? Parks and Recreation says the low levels are due to the ongoing drought. In a statement, they say a project is underway for a groundwater well. Also planned are repairs to the retaining wall, which Parks and Rec says will help keep the pond stable. They expect the work to be finished by spring 2026. On the Northwest side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tyrese Boone, Chris 6 News.
Well, good Friday morning there, Coastal Bend, taking a live look out at our USS Lexington cam brought to us by First Community Bank. You can see a little bit of patchy fog trying to develop right now here in Corpus Christi, mainly focused on our inland communities for the fog, though 74 degrees, those winds out of the south 7 miles an hour. All of us definitely noticing the mugginess as we're starting off our Friday morning and planning out throughout your Friday. By 11 a.m., expecting those 80s to make their return, 84 degrees, 88 roughly for that daytime high by about 3 p.m. But that's also where we could see finally that boundary working into the area and then we're stalling out, but that's going to be responsible for a little bit of isolated scattered thunder shower development working its way in, especially for some of our northern counties. We'll see that on the future tracker. What to expect for this weekend, you can see more isolated scattered showers and storms, especially into tomorrow. Sunday not looking quite as expansive with some of that rainfall, but I'd still keep the umbrella handy. Daytime highs are going to be in those low to mid 80s and a little bit of a good breeze into the afternoons. Of course, out of the south, about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Those current temperatures in your neck of the woods, a little cooler as you work your way over to Alice at 69 degrees, 73 off to the north in Beeville, 78 the number we're looking at for Port Aransas this morning, and then Hebbronville rounding south to the southwest, 73 degrees. When we're looking at that patchy fog, though, like I said, mainly focused to some of our inland communities off towards Orange Grove, Alice, and then further to the south, seeing that reduced visibility under 1 statute mile. So definitely give yourself a couple extra minutes out the door for that Friday morning commute as you get to prepare to head through that fog this morning. And looking at your dog walking forecast, of course, today we've got Ruby on the board, just chilling on the table, ready to go on her walk from Aransas County, and she just loves to chill out in the backyard, she says, but maybe go on a beach walk as well. Those temperatures this morning going to be 79 degrees for Ruby there by 9 a.m., 84 by 11 a.m., those mid 80s expected by the noon hour. And as we're looking at the current radar, nice and quiet out there right now, but we're going to see a little bit more development as we're heading into those afternoon hours. Like I said, about 3 to 5 and even 7 p.m. That's where we could see some of that scattered development working its way in, even for Friday night's lights, mainly focused off towards some of our northern counties. But as we go into tomorrow morning, that's where we see a little bit more of an expansive coverage working its way into the Corpus Christi area for our Saturday morning and the afternoon hours. So just something to plan for as we're getting ready for our weekend. That 7-day forecast, though, does have some good news on the board, especially by next week. The 80s finally going to be making their way out of the area by next week with a double shot of cold air working in. We're expecting those mid 70s by Wednesday and even those upper 60s into the area by Thanksgiving.
The House of Representatives are getting ready for a break without any talks about the future of health care. Coming up on Sunrise, why some Republicans are saying health care should be the focus of the 2020 election. Well, good morning, everyone. It is 6:11 on your Friday morning. Oh, just hit 6:12, and we are taking a live look at our Snoopy Skycam looking over the bay right now. Looks like a really nice morning, but meteorologist Stephen Jones will tell you about that in just a bit. But first, we're going to take things over to Washington, where the House of Representatives are getting ready to leave town until December without taking any further action on the cost of health care. The Senate is expected to vote on extending ACA subsidies by mid-December, but there's no guarantee the House will take it up or that President Trump will sign it. To talk more about this, we bring in Scripps congressional correspondent Nathaniel Reed. Good morning, Nate. What are some Republicans saying about health care ahead of the 2026 elections?
Yeah, Michaela, I mean, there are a number of Republicans now on Capitol Hill who say that their party has to do something to address this healthcare cliff that we are already staring down, and many millions of Americans are already seeing those higher prices for health insurance at healthcare.gov or their state's health insurance marketplace or exchange. Those subsidies, they expire at the end of this year, and absent any sort of bipartisan between Democrats and Republicans, bicameral between the House and Senate agreement that, of course, President Trump would need to sign on to, those higher prices for healthcare that you're seeing online posted on those marketplaces, those will remain in effect, and there's no chance of lowering those costs. Now, the American people, according to the latest polls, really concerned about affordability ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. And I caught up earlier this week with Congressman Byron Donalds, the Republican from Florida. He's running for governor with President Trump's endorsement. He told me that Republicans need to do more to address the rising cost of health insurance. Again, this is ahead of those crucial midterm elections in 2026. Take a listen.
I think Republicans need to have a health care strategy and not just say that Obamacare is broken, although it's very broken, and that's what's causing some of the affordability crisis hurting the American people are Democrat policies like health care policies. So we have some room to work on that as well. So I'm not concerned about the generic ballot today because we're more than a year away, or a little bit under a year now, from the midterm elections.
And two notes, while most Republicans say they don't like the idea of just blindly extending these Affordable Care Act subsidies, it's not exactly clear what the alternate idea is at this point. There is no Republican cohesion around what their health care plan could be. There's a bunch of different ideas that have been thrown out by members of the House of Representatives and the Senate. But without any sort of agreement about what they're going to do, it's hard to see them reach an agreement before the end of the year when those healthcare subsidies officially expire. Also worth noting, that poll that he was referencing, we saw it earlier this week from NPR, PBS, and Marist, that Democrats have a 14-point advantage on the generic ballot. Obviously, we saw huge redistricting news in Texas this week, a federal judge throwing out the maps in the Lone Star State. There's a very real possibility, Michaela, that Democrats could be poised to pick up a whole lot of seats in these midterm elections. Again, that's pending a number of judicial hearings in Texas, possibly with the U.S. Supreme Court, and of course, what Republicans are able to do on the issue of affordability in health care, which for many voters, according to that latest poll, is right center stage.
All righty, Nate. Well, thank you so much for that insight and taking the time to talk with us today. We're wishing you a great weekend.
Well, happy Friday morning there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones, taking a live look out at our USS Lexington Cam, brought to us by First Community Bank, sitting at 74 degrees and those winds out of the south about 7 miles an hour. A little bit of patchy fog showing up on the camera, but it's not too bad here in Corpus Christi compared to some of our inland communities where they're seeing over towards Alice and Kingsville under that 1 statute mile of visibility. For today's planner, by 9 a.m., 79 degrees. Those 80s make their return as we're heading out to lunch. Daytime highs expected around 87 to 88 degrees here in Corpus Christi, but keep your eyes also on the afternoon in towards that Friday night lights time frame. Maybe a little bit of isolated to even scattered shower development starting to set up as we get that stalled boundary, or that boundary that stalls out over us working into the area. As we're looking at those current temperatures, the warm spot as usual, Port Aransas is coming in at 78 degrees, 77 the number for Ingleside, as well as the Naval Air Station. Off towards the southwest, or at least the west, Alice coming in about 69 degrees this morning, and then the northwest, Cotulla, coming in about 71 degrees. So 9 degrees of spread from west to east across the coastal bend this morning, and those winds, most of us enjoying a nice southerly breeze, about 5 to 10 miles an hour, freer even reading about 13 miles an hour, continuing to bring in that humid air from the Gulf. So the muggy meter not going to be going down over the next couple of days. For today's dog walking forecast, we've got Ruby here today, ready to just go on her walk and chill out in the backyard over there in Aransas County. Taking a look at temperatures for her, 79 degrees by 9 a.m., 84 there by 11 a.m. Still those mid 80s for that lunch hour with winds out of the south, about 15 miles an hour as well as we're heading into the afternoon. But feels like temperatures with that muggy meter, like I talked about, going to be riding up as we go into the afternoon, similar to what we saw the past few days. Those low to mid 90s expected by about 2 to 3 p.m. So just be wary of that as we're heading into the afternoon hours. But luckily there is some more rain on the way by the time we're heading into the afternoon. Here's a look what it could seem like by 3 p.m. Some of that scattered shower activity working in, even holding on by about 5 to 7 p.m. But hopefully by that Friday night lights time frame starts to work out of the area. I would just keep the umbrella with with you to stay on the safe side, because by tomorrow morning and into afternoon, that's where we see a little bit more of an expansive coverage working its way into the area. So hopefully we pick up a good 1/4 of an inch, or even on the upper end, maybe upwards of 1/2 of an inch here into the Corpus Christi area under some of those heavier downpours that try to set up as we go through the day tomorrow, and then even continuing potentially into that Sunday morning time frame. For our 7-day forecast, though, that's really what I'm excited for, especially by next week. Looking for this weekend, still those scattered thunder showers developing, but by next week, Monday into Tuesday night, that double shot of cold air works in, dropping us to the 70s by Wednesday, overnight lows in those upper 40s, and Thanksgiving coming in around the upper 60s.
The need for food is growing, and Ingleside ISD is stepping up. I'm Ana Conejo speaking to a family who says that the school pantry is bringing relief this Thanksgiving.
There's a new reason to stock up on batteries before Christmas. Coming up on Sunrise, how some toy companies are cutting costs this holiday season. Welcome back. A warning for families buying toys this year. Have a backup supply of batteries on hand for Christmas morning.
A lot of these companies are not going to be including the batteries in those toys this year. So you may find yourself opening a present on Christmas Day and not necessarily having the battery that you're looking for.
CNET's shopping content director, Russell Hawley, says some companies are not including batteries to cut costs or selling toys with minimal or no packaging. The silver lining? Black Friday should bring big discounts on battery packs. Hawley says batteries could be 30 to 50% off.
To help or perhaps to take advantage of this situation, there are quite a few battery companies that will have great big packs of 24 and 48 count AA and AAA batteries.
He says don't exclude everyday items when shopping Black Friday. Hawley also expects steep discounts on coffee pods and other kitchen staples.
Well, good Friday morning there, Coastal Bend, taking a live look out at our USS Lexington cam brought to us by First Community Bank. Just a little bit of fog on the camera there that's starting to set up, but a little bit worse as you work your way inland, so maybe a couple extra minutes just to plan for that out the door. But as we're looking at the traffic flow around the area, not too bad. Let's get a good look, at least an in-depth look here at the Harbor Bridge, and like we saw on the Skycam, pretty good and green if you're heading to or from Portland this morning. Into the Corpus Christi area, Ocean Drive, SPID, and Crosstown Expressway, all three in the green. Saratoga, just a minor slowdown there as you get close to Rodfield Road. Working in over towards Flower Bluff now. Flower Bluff Drive looking good and green, although Waldron Road, a minor slowdown just to plan for there. And looks like the slowdown as we get closer to the Naval Air Station starting to get a little bit less as well. Those drive times for you sitting at 22 minutes from downtown to the island, 8 minutes from Portland to downtown, 15 from Cal Allen to downtown. So wherever you're coming from and going to, going to be a good and green morning to head out the door and kick off your Friday morning.
I'm John Matteries. The early Black Friday sales are now underway, but should you shop now or should you wait later for better deals? We'll find out.
Now, weather on the 6s.
Well, Coastal Bend, you made it to Friday, or the weekend, Junior, of course, as we like to call it. Taking a live look out at Snoopy's Skycam, thanks to Matthews CCAC, 6:26 a.m., 73 degrees here in downtown Corpus Christi, closer to those upper 70s as you work your way over towards Snoopy's, and a few early boaters hitting the waters this morning as we're heading towards that 6:30 a.m. time frame. But planning out the rest of our day, maybe a little bit of rain on the way, especially as we're heading into those afternoon hours. You can expect by 9 a.m. about 79 degrees, those 80s making their return, especially by the time we're heading out for lunch this afternoon. But then by 3 to 5 p.m., that's where we could see a little bit of isolated to scattered shower and thunderstorm development take place across the Coastal Bend, especially for some of our northern communities. But hopefully it looks like it might move out of the way just in time for those Friday night lights. But also winds expected out of the southeast pretty much all day, about 10 to 15 miles an hour. And that's going to continue into the weekend. Here's a look at what to expect. Still those isolated, scattered, and showers with some thunderstorms out there, especially into tomorrow. I think Sunday maybe not looking quite as bad, but I'd still keep the umbrella handy. Those daytime highs going to be in those low to mid 80s, and then a couple of breezy afternoons, still going to hold on to a good southerly flow about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Current temperatures in your neck of the woods, 78 degrees in Port Aransas this morning, then a good 9-degree drop over towards Alice, coming in at 69 degrees. Off to the northwest, Cotulla rounding us out about 71, all of us rounding out in those low to mid 70s for the most part. And like I talked about, a little bit of inland fog that we've been watching this morning off towards Orange Grove, Alice, and then even towards the southwest with some of those reduced visibility, so maybe a couple extra minutes you could plan for out the door this morning if you're going to be heading that way. For your dog walking forecast today, we've got Ruby on the board here, just chilling on the table over in Aransas County, just ready to have a good weekend, and I'm with you, Ruby. We're almost there. Taking a look at those temperatures for her this morning, 83 degrees by 10 a.m. Still those mid-80s like we talked about by the lunchtime hour with those winds out of the south 10 to 20 miles an hour. Forecast highs in your neighborhood going to be those lower mid-80s along the coast, those lower 90s even potentially as you work your way inland over towards Alice. So going to be definitely a warm day on hand for us here across the coastal bend, but like I talked about, maybe a little bit of isolated shower activity by that 3 to 5 p.m. time frame. Here's a look at what it could look like as we're heading throughout our day, and you can see by 5 p.m. starts to fizzle out just a little bit, and hopefully just in time for Friday night lights. Works out of the area, but just keep that umbrella handy just in case. Not expecting too many lightning delays at least, but as we're looking at tomorrow, that's where we could see a little bit more expansive coverage working its way into the area. Still not going to be a major washout for us, but if you do have those outdoor plans, just something to watch out for as we go into our Saturday morning and then even the afternoon and evening tomorrow. When all is said and done, we could pick up a good 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of rain on the higher end here in Corpus Christi, and really across most of our watershed looking pretty similar, maybe even upwards of an inch across some of those higher corridors of rain that do decide to come down. Whenever we're looking at the upper level pattern, this is what we're watching for next week. That next upper level trough working into the area by that Monday to Tuesday time frame, and then a double shot of cold air working in right behind it by Tuesday to Wednesday, a heavier core of cold air trying to work in by that Wednesday time frame. That's going to be responsible for a decent cool down here in the Corpus Christi area, and that's reflected well on the 7-day forecast already. The 80s finally going to be making their way off the board. Still got to get through the isolated scattered showers as we work through the weekend, but here's that double shot of cold air working in, dropping us to those 70s by Wednesday and even the upper 60s by the Thanksgiving holiday.
Why are some neighbors sleeping outside? I'm Alexis Scott with the powerful message they're sending about youth houselessness.
A walk with the cause. Coming up on Sunrise, I'll tell you about an event this Saturday meant to educate, inspire, and even give a little special something to some kiddos. If you're looking for something wholesome to do this weekend, this is it. Join the Type 1 diabetes community for a walk, picnic, and talk here at Cole Park this Saturday morning. One local couple taking part has been supporting T1D families for some time now, but this time they're shifting the spotlight to the community event they hope will connect even more people. When John Navarre calls hospitals, he says he always hears this.
And I tell him, hey, you don't know me. My name's John Navarre. I would like to send you guys 100 Barbie dolls.
And when the call comes back, it's usually the same reaction.
Oh my God, is this for real? Yes, this is very real.
If his name sounds familiar, it's because you've seen John and his wife Cheryl before.
So we just got done donating 100 dolls, 100 of the T1D Barbie dolls to Driscoll, and I'm happy to report that it has turned into a nationwide thing.
They've now donated Type 1 diabetes Barbie dolls to children's hospitals across 6 states.
There's 12 in here. As you can see what 12 takes up. I've got 240, I think, at the house.
And they haven't forgotten about Corpus Christi. John and Cheryl will be at Saturday's Friendsgiving Walk and Talk, dressed as Barbie and Ken.
The Hummer rental place on the island has graciously agreed to give me a pink Hummer to use for the day for free. So we'll be showing up in style in a pink Hummer loaded up with Barbies. She's got her CGM and her pump, and these are the same kind of devices that these little girls have to wear in their day-to-day life.
Now, with their story getting more attention, they're aiming even higher. John has reached out to Robin Arizon, the Peloton VP, which the Type 1 diabetes Barbie is modeled after, hoping she'll help deliver dolls in New York City. He also contacted Barbie and Mattel.
If selling $15,000 worth of Barbie dolls isn't enough for you guys to take notice, I don't know what is.
Because they want girls everywhere to know, if Barbie can be anything,
the president and the astronaut and the military member,
then she can also be diabetic and still be all of those things. John and Cheryl have spent about $12,000 of their fundraised money so far and still have roughly $2,500 left to spend.
So if you guys see me driving around tomorrow on Saturday in a bright pink Humvee dressed as Ken, by all means flag me down. I'll give you the QR code so you can scan it and hit our GoFundMe up. I want to keep this going.
Friendsgiving at the park starts at 10 a.m. at Cole Park. The walk starts at 10:30. The event is free, but donations are accepted. In the Bay Area, I'm your Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter, Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 News.
Well, good Friday morning. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Yesterday was Thursday, of course, and that means the latest drought monitor. Here's a look at what we saw last week. That extreme drought from San Antonio into the Houston area along the I-10 corridor around Corpus Christi and the coastal bend, seeing that severe drought this week. Not what we want to see. Still seeing the development of that extreme drought now here into our area and the expansion of that severe drought. So we definitely need some rain coming up here in Corpus Christi, at least on that 13-inch mark in terms of a rainfall deficit for 2025. Luckily, there is some on the board over the next 7 days. You can see, especially by Saturday into Sunday, where we see those widely scattered rain chances working their way into the area, and especially again by Tuesday into Wednesday of next week, where we start to get those weather systems working into the area. Unfortunately, not a major washout. We're expecting about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch in terms of rainfall totals on the higher end, but hopefully we start to see some more working in as we work into December. Of course, I'll go over all the rest of our rain chances and that full 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit.
Now, 20 minutes of non-stop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of nonstop news. I'm Michaela Chavez. Brian and Michelle have the day off. We have plenty of neighborhood news for you this morning, but first, we're going to check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones. Good morning, Stephen. Happy Friday.
Well, good morning. Happy Friday, or Fry-yay, as Brian would like to call it. I think I like the weekend, Junior. I think they both work. What about you?
I think they both work, too. I haven't heard Fry-yay in a while, so it's nice to hear it again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Fry-yay, it's a pretty good day to be starting out there. And on the board behind me, plenty of greens out there as well. Taking a live look out at our SPID cam, you can see a few more cars starting to hit the roadways now as we're getting closer to that 7 a.m. hour. But on the Skycam, looking like it's flowing nice and smooth, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing as well on our traffic flow patterns. Let's get a good look, at least an in-depth look here across the Corpus Christi area, starting off with that New Harbor Bridge to and from Portland this morning. Good and green both directions into Corpus Christi Ocean Drive. No major slowdowns, although Ennis-Jocelyn want to be mindful of that medium slowdown there, as well as a slight one on Saratoga this morning, although SPID and Crosstown Expressway both coming in the clear if you're heading out that way. Over towards Flower Bluff Drive looking good, although a minor slowdown there on Waldron Road like we're normally seeing this time of morning. And when we're looking at those drive times, they're all coming in the green this morning. So wherever you're coming from and going to, going to be good and green to head out the door and then kick off your Friday morning.
Some neighbors are giving up their own bed and sleeping outside instead. This is to shed light on a growing crisis happening to young people across the coastal bend. I'm Alexis Scott, your Bay Area neighborhood news reporter, showing you how this effort is bringing attention to youth who are experiencing houselessness.
As the sun sets in Corpus Christi, cardboard mats and blankets are being laid down. For hundreds of youth in our city, this is not just for one night. It's a daily reality of houselessness.
It's heavy, is what it is.
Melanie Sanchez, an educator, tells me she sees it far too often with some of her students, many of them unsure where they'll be sleeping after school, and their next meal isn't even guaranteed. CCISD tells me at least 3.4% of their students were identified as houseless in the 2024 school year.
It breaks my heart, especially because right now I hear yelling down the street, and that's scary for an adult to have to be aware of at night, even more so for a minor.
Sanchez, along with other neighbors, joined the Free Store Corpus Christi in a community sleep out, an initiative raising awareness about youth houselessness. It's a collaboration with Covenant House, a national organization focused on supporting houseless youth. They say more than 4.2 million kids are without a home in the U.S. I joined them Thursday night, bringing my own sleeping bag, hearing their stories, and seeing firsthand a reality many of us never have to face.
That was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking.
Diana Medina tells me she used to be houseless, along with her children. She knows what this night means for so many kids.
I have empathy. I know what it is to be out there and struggle, and it feels like nobody cares, you know. This doesn't seem like a lot, you know, but it's really close to my heart.
And for a Navy veteran like Alex, who says he's been houseless 3 times, this night is about standing up for those who can't always speak for themselves.
You know, it's sad that kids have to suffer, and it makes me love what we're doing, because in order to change it, we got to make it where you can look at it.
If you want to support and donate to help youth experiencing homelessness in the Coastal Bend, we'll have details on KrisTV.com. In the Bay Area, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Alexis Scott, KRIS 6 News.
Thanks, Alexis. For more on her story, head on over to KrisTV.com. We have plenty of neighborhood news to get to this morning, from a food truck owner challenging a city barbecue pit regulation to neighbors helping neighbors in Ingleside. We have you covered in your neighborhood check-in.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter near downtown. I recently came across this Facebook video in which a Corpus Christi food truck vendor argues with a city health inspector about the placement of his barbecue pit. And he caught it all on camera. Check it out.
We noticed that you're using a barbecue pit.
Yes, sir. I've always been a barbecue pit.
You can't use a barbecue pit because it's not part of your mobile unit.
I can use a barbecue pit.
We've been permitted for the past 3 years, and we've had a barbecue pit out there on numerous times. When it allows us to bring a pit, we bring one.
The health inspector that stopped by kept telling Pena that because the pit wasn't attached to the mobile unit, he was breaking code.
What does it say that it has to be attached?
I'm telling you.
No, show me where it says it has to be attached.
I'm just telling you.
Interpretation is not made for the law. It has to say attached. No.
And Pena was left with no citation, just this letter from the Corpus Christi and Wessex County Public Health District, which cites 38-17.
There it is. 38-17.
When I reached out to the city, they tell me the inspector found that the pit lacked overhead protection. Pena claims he had that overhead protection and sent me this photo. I reached out to the city again after their statement to ask them if the inspector was wrong to say that the barbecue pit must be attached, and we haven't heard back yet, but we'll be sure to keep you updated. Near downtown, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, KRIS 6 News.
The need for food is growing, and Ingleside ISD is stepping up. I'm Ana Conejo speaking to a family who says that the school pantry is bringing relief this Thanksgiving. Families in Ingleside are still recovering from months without SNAP benefits, leaving many unsure how they would afford even a Thanksgiving meal. One Ingleside ISD mother says her family of 7 has faced serious medical and financial struggles, at times going without meat because they simply couldn't afford it. But thanks to community donations, the food pantry inside Ingleside Primary is now fully stocked, handing out more than 100 turkeys. For families like hers, it means a Thanksgiving they didn't think they would have.
Well, good Friday morning there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones, taking a live look out at our USS Lexington cam, brought to us by First Community Bank, sitting at 74 degrees. Those winds also out of the south, about 5 miles an hour right now. And you can see the new Harbor Bridge in view. Just a few cars starting to take it as well as we're heading towards that 7 a.m. hour. Planning out our Friday, going to be in those 80s once again as we're heading out for lunch this afternoon. 87 to 88 degrees expected for that daytime high, but also keep your eyes on 3 to 5 p.m. That's where we finally see that boundary make its way into the area, but stall out over the area as well, kicking up some showers and thunderstorms. So keep that umbrella handy, but model guidance does have it leaving the area, luckily, by the time we're heading out for Friday night lights, it looks like. For what to expect this weekend, we're going to still see more of that isolated to scattered shower and thunderstorm development, especially into tomorrow. I think by Sunday afternoon starts to look a little better. Daytime highs in those low to mid 80s, so pretty mild out and about, but also a little breezy into the afternoons out of the south, 10 to 20 miles an hour. Current temperatures in your neck of the woods, the warm spot going to be Port Aransas at 78 degrees. The cool spot off to the west in Alice reading 67 currently. Off to the northwest, Cotulla coming in at 72 degrees. Going to be the same number up there in Beeville to start off our Friday morning. When we're looking at the dew points also up in the 70s, that's the perfect recipe for some patchy fog to develop. What we're seeing off towards Alice, Kingsville, and off towards the southwest with that reduced visibility. So want to give yourself a couple extra minutes out the door if you're going to be heading that way. For today's dog walking forecast, we've got Ruby on the board, just relaxing on her backyard table. table there in Aransas County and ready to enjoy the day. Looking at those temperatures for her, 79 degrees by 9 a.m., those mid-80s by the lunchtime hour, of course, and those winds also going to be out of the south for her, 10 to 15 miles an hour, especially throughout these morning hours. Current Doppler radar, nice and quiet out there right now, but as we go into the future tracker, keep your eyes off towards the north. That's where that boundary makes its way into the area by about 3 p.m. or so, kicking up some of that isolated to scattered shower development here in the coastal bend. By that 5 to 7 p.m. time frame, that's where it starts to dissipate, it looks like. But as we go into tomorrow, that's where we see a good expansion in that coverage. Hopefully more of us picking up a good amount of rainfall as we head into the early afternoon and really holding on to that activity into the evening hours as well. But when all is said and done, only going to be picking up roughly 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch here in the Corpus Christi area, and pretty similar areas in our watershed as well, maybe upwards of 1 to 1.5 inches under those heaviest downpours that set up in our watershed. So I'm looking to get a little bit of help in that area, but not going to be a total drought buster for the time being. For our 7-day forecast, there is some good news on the board. The 80s finally going to be leaving the board. By the time we're heading into next Wednesday, after that double shot of cold air, the 70s to be expected. And for the Thanksgiving holiday, we're looking at those upper 60s after morning lows in the 40s.
Early Black Friday sales are now underway, and for hard-to-find gifts that might sell out, it's worth buying now. But for other big-ticket items, the best deals may still be to come.
Timing holiday deals is not easy, so Walmart shopper Carrie Weber starts before the rush.
If you look for the deals now, you can find them too.
Trisha Weingarten, though, prefers to take her time, often finding better deals later.
It does continue after Thanksgiving till probably right up until Christmas, honestly.
Unsure when to buy? Experts tell us what to snag this Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Kitchen gadgets like coffee makers, blenders, air fryers.
Tech is very strong.
From clothing brands like Gap and Old Navy, we typically see site-wide sales.
For other gifts, you can wait, according to smart shopping expert Trey Bodge.
Wait maybe on toys or holiday-themed items, winter items.
Hot toys like gaming consoles are the exception. If you see a solid deal ahead of Black Friday, consumer and money-saving expert Andrea Warrock says don't hesitate.
If you're seeing something on your list that you know you want to buy and it's available for 30% off, chances are it's not going to get any cheaper than that.
Now is the time to take advantage of tools like Camel, which shows Amazon's price history.
Use that as a benchmark by comparing those products sold at other retailers.
Also check holiday price match policies. For example, Target will match its own lower prices later in the season, now through Christmas Eve. Maria Phillips and Leslie Hattemer are good friends, while Leslie waits for deals.
No Black Friday at all for me.
Maria's ready to shop this week.
Whenever there's a sale.
So pay attention to all the big sale events so you don't waste your money. John Mattery, Scripps News Group.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
The Trump administration's plan to end the war in Ukraine would require land concessions and limits to the size of Ukraine's military. That's according to a draft of the 28-point peace proposal. Many of the ideas in the plan have been rejected in previous negotiations by Ukraine and European officials and would be seen as concessions to Russia. U.S. officials say any final agreement would require concessions from both sides. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has agreed to work with the Trump administration on the new plan. Hundreds of U.S. airport workers are getting a pay incentive following the historic government shutdown. 776 air traffic controllers and technicians will each get a $10,000 award. The U.S. Department of Transportation and the Federal Aviation Administration made the announcement on Thursday. The money will be given to employees that officials say maintained perfect attendance during the government shutdown. Recipients will be notified during Thanksgiving week. Payments should be received no later than December 9th. And if you still don't have a real ID and want to fly soon, you'll have to pay a fee to pass through airport checkpoints. The TSA has proposed an $18 fee for travelers without a real ID. The new rule calls for travelers who don't have one to be able to pay that fee and use a new biometric kiosk. That would allow flyers access to TSA checkpoints for 10 days. The agency says the fee will cover costs associated with the new technology that's needed to verify a passenger's identity. The fee is also non-refundable. There's no word on when the proposed rule will take effect. And no backpacks will be allowed on campus today at Robstown Early College High School and Seal Junior High. That's according to Robstown Independent School District's Facebook page. On Thursday, parents showed up on campus after what police say was a bogus threat made against the junior high and high school campuses. This all comes after the fatal shooting of 14-year-old Sean Sanchez. Sanchez is the second teen to have been shot in just a matter of days. A 16-year-old boy remains in the hospital after he was shot on Sunday. Police confirmed to Chris 6 News that both incidents are connected. So far, one person has been arrested in the case, but there are still other suspects. Corpus Christi ISD announced that due to a budget deficit, they're considering closing 7 schools next year. Fannin Elementary School, Castores Elementary School, Sanders Elementary School, Travis Elementary School, Brown Middle School, Haas Middle School, and Martin Middle School, with students potentially moving to other campuses. No action has been taken yet, but they are asking for the community's input. CCISD says they'll give parents and community members a date the first week of December after Thanksgiving break. Chris 6 is partnering with Mike Shaw Toyota, and we're teaming up today for the 9th annual Turkey for Troops. It'll take place from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Mike Shaw Toyota, located at 3232 Interstate Highway 69 in the Robstown area. If you're an active or veteran military, you're welcome to stop by for a free turkey. All you have to do is show your military ID. And be sure to get there early. Supplies are limited. This is our way of saying thank you to those who serve. McDonald's is celebrating this holiday season with a Grinch-themed meal. The new holiday meal features dill pickle Grinch salt McShaker fries with your choice of a Big Mac or 10-piece nuggets. The McShaker bag is a throwback item from the fast food chain's 90s menu. You use the bag to sprinkle dill pickle seasoning on your so-called Grinch fries. And with every meal, the Grinch has added a pair of holiday socks. The meal is available December 2nd at participating locations. Are you bold enough to try that, Steven?
I think I would. I think I would try it.
Oh, risk taker,
That I would
Steven.
be the biggest fan. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of pickles to start off with, but I think it's worth a try. What about you?
I like pickles, but I don't know.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. You know, I like the dill pickle like sunflower seeds, so maybe I'm more of a fan of the flavoring. So maybe it'll work for me.
You know what you're gonna have to do? You're gonna have to go out and buy them, bring them back to the station, and then I'll try them from yours. Then I can decide if I want to buy them or not.
That's a good compromise there.
Safe
you still
option.
get to try it, but you don't have to, you know, have the whole meal and worry about wasting the food too if you don't like it.
But the holiday socks sound cool.
Yeah, no, that definitely sounds like a lot of fun too. And luckily, it looks like it's going to start feeling more like the holidays as we're heading through the week ahead. Today, not so much for now. Here's a live look out at our USS Lexington cam brought to us by First Community Bank. Still sitting around those lower 70s and winds out of the south, continuing to bring in that moisture from the Gulf. So not too bad to start off our Friday morning, but like I said, some cooler weather luckily going to be on the way. Planning out our Friday, though, going to see those 80s make their return, especially by the lunchtime hour. Winds out of the south, 10 to 15 miles an hour, and I've got my eyes on this afternoon into that dinner time frame for some isolated shower and thunderstorm development working into the area, especially some of our northern counties. Current model guidance does have it working out by Friday night lights, but I'd probably still keep that umbrella with you just to be on the safe side. What to expect this weekend? You're also going to want that umbrella this weekend. Still seeing some isolated scattered shower development into tomorrow, especially with those daytime highs in the 80s expected for us, and breezy afternoons from the south at 10 to 20 miles an hour pretty much both days. On the rain front, Sunday doesn't look too bad, so I wouldn't cancel all those outdoor plans, but just be mindful that we could see some rain out there. Current temperatures in your neck of the woods, 78 degrees in Port Aransas, that warm spot, and then a good 12-degree drop off to the west. Alice coming in at 66 degrees this morning, 72 off to the north in Beeville, as well as Freer and Cotulla to round us off to the northwest. So a good spread of those temperatures, just a little bit warm and not quite like the holidays yet. As we're looking at the Doppler radar, nice and quiet as well, but the future tracker going to start to light up a little bit as we head into those afternoon hours like I talked about. Here's a look at what it could look like by 3 p.m., especially off towards Beeville and Sinton, maybe seeing some of that scattered development. By the time we're heading in towards Friday night lights, it wants to push it off to the north just a little bit, but by the time we're going into tomorrow morning, that's where we see it work back into the area. Some more expansive coverage, hopefully working into the Corpus Christi area, kicking up a good couple of downpours on the board and really continuing with it into those evening hours for tomorrow. So like I said, just want to be on the safe side, keeping that umbrella with you. I think a good amount of us could be seeing rain as we're heading into our Saturday, but only going to be likely around that that 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 of an inch mark under those heavier downpours. Could see even upwards of 1 inch with the heaviest downpours in areas of our watershed. So not a total washout, but we're going to take every drop of rain we can get because the drought monitor not looking like what we want to see. You can see along the I-10 corridor that extreme drought. This is a look at last week, and then going into this week, that extreme drought has developed in the coastal bend area, as well as an expansion of that severe drought in Corpus Christi specifically, coming up on that 13-inch mark in terms of a rainfall deficit for 2025. But luckily, there is some marks on the board for that rainfall working back into the area, especially by this weekend. Then that double shot of cold air next week, that's what I'm really excited for. Looking like the mid-70s by Wednesday, and Thanksgiving itself, those upper 60s, so definitely more seasonable there. Michaela, how you feeling about the upper 60s back on the board and even those upper 40s for morning lows?
Oh, I can't wait. I've already bought so many sweatshirts and sweaters and all that. I've been waiting to use them. I only use them at my apartment.
Yeah, so now you're going to have an opportunity to, and hopefully, you're not even have to take it off into the afternoons like we typically have to here in Texas.
Of course. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Sunrise this morning, and we will see you back here for Chris 6 News at noon.